First, we select the rocks we're going to use, so that's step one. And today, I'm going to take some of various sizes to paint. I like to paint more than one at a time. So different shapes, different sizes. So there, I have 2, 4, 6, how about let's make it 7. That looks like a good size one. And there we go. And now we're back to paint the faces on them. And I'm going to pour my black paint. And we don't need much paint for this. So what I found is these small brushes, they're rather cheap, inexpensive. And what I like to do is I like to paint going this way when I make my first brush with the paint, because that way it will make a line. Before, after I was painting like this, and then I'd have to go in with a touch-up black paint pen to try to make an easier line, and I found that this works really well. Quite by accident, which is nice. And so, it may not go on perfectly, but there, it's somewhat straight. And then painting in the rest of it, just like that. Sometimes one coat will be enough, but sometimes I will end up putting 2, because this has to dry. This is one of the reasons that I do usually many at a time, or I do it in phases. Some of this black may stick on the paper, but it will be okay. And that one's looking pretty good to me, so I'm happy with that. I put the quarter there. Okay, so what I like to do next, you'd think maybe paint the line down the back, but that will be the step after. What I'd like to do is put the eyes on them, the white part of the eyes. And one here. I'm using my dotting tool, which I love. Now, these I might make a little bit bigger because it's much bigger than the other ones. So, proportioned. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. Then we'll start with the next one. Let's see. Looks pretty good. And then ooh, okay. There we go. And what I'm going to do with these two smaller ones, I love paper towels, I use them quite a bit. I'm going to make a smaller dot, so I'm going to use the other end. That was a bigger end of my dotting tool. Now I'm using the smaller one. Dipping back into the paint. There. I think that looks really good. And then we go to the next one. There. And now we let these dry. We're back, and what I'm going to do is now make the line down the middle, and I'm going to try a couple of different things here that people can use. So I'm going to use a brush on the longest one, a black painting pen, which you make sure to shake up, and I'm even going to try it with a black Sharpie for the small ones. It took me a while to buy the painting pens because things are an investment, and when we're starting off rock painting, I don't think that we're going to pour a lot of money in it. We're going to see how it goes, see if it's something that we like. So an old Sharpie, black Sharpie hanging around, we'll use that, and then the brush and painting pen. Okay, so first we're going to go with the big one, and I'm going to put a line down the back. And how I put the line down the back is I try to place the eyes evenly, and then I go right between the eyes and all the way back. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take it and move it here closer to me, and making sure you can see that, and right down the back. There. So that one went just fine, and I'll be able to do that with this one here. Again, this one's not an even rock, but, you know, not everything is even out there. So down the back of that one. Now, it looks like I did the line a little bit thicker, but it could also just be because it's such a smaller ladybug rock. And now what I'm going to do, I'm still going to use a brush. I'll use the pen on the others. And going between the eyes right there to the base, all the way down. And now, most of my rocks that I've done so far, I'm going to do this one a little bit different. I give it a little bit of like a V or a triangle here. A triangle, I guess, would be the best. There we go. And that will compare to how I do my other rocks. Now, I put the brush in water right away because I want to save it. Now I'm going to use my black painting pen. Shake it up well. And what I'm going to do is I test it here a little bit. It's working fine. and between the eyes and then back. And I run it all the way to the back of the bottom so there, that went well there. And then this one here, I said how there was a little bit of paint that wasn't touched. It's right between the eyes, so I'm just going to paint right over it. All the way down to the bottom. So that's good there. So that's with the black painting pen. I thought that came out well. Now I'm going to try the marker. And I just realized that that is a blue marker. Let me just double check. It's blue. Let me look for my black one. Okay, so found another one. It's a Bic pen, Bic permanent marker. And again, going between the eyes of it. Ooh. There we go. So that did work. The smaller ones are a lot more work, but they are adorable. There we go. So you can use a black permanent marker. It'll work fine on there. And there we go with that. Now what I like to do is the dotting part of it. And this is fun. But I'm going to let these dry for just a minute. Well, more than a few minutes. And I'll get back to it and do the... Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pupils in their eyes with my dotting tool. These you want to do ever so gently. Okay, very good. Now the bigger side of the dotting tool. Very good. And all right, so very good there. Now, normally I would say to clean off your dotting tool right away, but I'm going to go right into doing the dots on my ladybug's back. Oop. And maybe cleaning it off would be a good idea so I don't get it all on myself. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put one right here, and I will show you why. I'm going to switch to my larger dotting tool. And I want to make this symmetrical. So I can have one over here. And do one over there. One here. One here. 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 Oh. And one here. One here. One here. One here. That was kind of a little bit closer than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. And one here. This one I'm putting a lot more dots on than I would the others because it's so big that I can. So I'm going to leave that there. Now I'm going to go to my other one. So whatever you do on one side, do it on the other. I can even do one more here. Now you can also put dots on. Oh, now I made a little mistake, but it's okay. I find if you take a paper towel that has been wet, that is damp, not wet, damp, you can just wipe it right off. Sorry, not in screen there. So I made a mistake, and now I made another mistake. Alright, so I'm going to put a dot here and a dot there. It's probably a little higher up, but that's fine. As I was saying, you can take a dotting pen, and put it on that way. Alright, I'm liking this one. Okay, very good. Now, I'm going to go to these. I can still use dotting tools. I'm going to use the smaller side of the dotting tool. I don't do exactly the same on each one, usually. Maybe the smaller ones I will do that on. So here, I'm probably only going to put maybe about three dots. That was a little further out than I had wanted, but there, that works. Now my little itty bitty baby ones, which I like, I'm going to press lightly. Now this one is not even really, but that's fine. And then here, okay, so there they are, the dots. Now I'm going to continue with something else after these dry, and okay, I'm going to try a few different styles for, I like to put little antennae on them. So this is going to be a first for me. I'm going to use a dotting tool to make them. Okay, so that's one way right there. See how that will look. And I do like using the painting pen. And I just go from here, curve it a little bit with a dot. Here, curve it a little bit with a dot. There. And I'll do the same here. And that's why I left space here and didn't put dots so that I could put those there. And some people don't put a tenai on there, so I'm not going to put one on there. And I will put them on here, but with here I'm going to use the Black Magic marker. There. Not perfect, but that is okay. And I'll put one on here. And this one. There. Alright, so we have those. Now, there are some things that some people like to put on there, and it's called, they feel they want them to breathe, so they give them a little nose. And what I like to use is the red for that, because it kind of goes with the body of them. And I'm going to use one of my small dotting. So some of them I'll put there on there, and others I won't. Because I want you to get a feel of how some things will look a little bit differently. And I'll even so this one, no nose. This one, no nose. And now I'm going to go shellac them. And I'll be back. Okay, we're back, and I have sprayed some shellac on these, and as you can tell, I've sprayed some other things on here as well. So I'm going to take them off, show you what we have. We have this one, and we have the dotted. This is how I tend to make my rocks, this one here. This one is without the little divider. And here's the little baby ones. So there we have our cute little family. And here's a few others that I have made. One in blue, pink, blue, and pink. So they can be made in all different colors. I certainly hope you enjoy this. And there you go.